Okay, hi, welcome back. My name is Sam and we're going to do some Unreal Engine tutorials here. Sorry for taking such a while to get a new tutorial out. I've just had a few issues which actually resulted in pain when I was speaking. So in this tutorial we're going to be doing a charge jump. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick example of what this looks like. So here we go. In the bottom left corner you can see my jump level 1, which is your normal jump. And then if I hold the spacebar down, it charges up my jump and I get a higher jump. The less I hold it down for, the less charge or jump I have. Now currently I have it set to 1 second intervals and up to a maximum level of 5. Okay, so just to give you a quick example of the blueprint code, what we do here is we first cancel the jump input because we want to override this, so that whilst they're holding down the spacebar we call our function jump charging, which is this, which simply takes a variable down here and just increases it 1 by 1 if it is less than 5. Then once they release it, the timer is cleared so the jump can no longer increase, and their velocity is calculated by taking the jump variable here and multiplying it by the default jump value of 420, and that is their new jump, and then we have to reset it back to 1. Okay, so let's get into a new one. So here we are in our first person template, and what we want to do is we want to go into our first person character blueprint. So if you find that and load it up, as you can see, this is the blueprint I use for all my other tutorials. Yours would just contain this if it's a brand new one. So here I'm just going to go down here and create a comment and call this charge jump. Now to create a comment, remember you have to press C on the keyboard. So like I said, first thing we want to do is get rid of the jump input, because right now if we jump we get this. It's actually quite a low jump in my opinion, so we get rid of that. You can just delete it, we don't need it. And we want to right click and type in spacebar, and that's our key event. So everything is released off the spacebar. So as you saw in the code, what you want to do is you want to get a set timer, and that's all you want to call on your press, because you just want it to loop around this code until it's completed. So as I said, I set mine up to loop every 1 second and looping ticked, so it calls itself. Okay, on release I want to clear my timer, and I'm just going to move that over there, and then we want to set our jump velocity. Take off context sensitive, you should find it, there it is. And we want to drag character movement in and put that as our target. So now we can't do anything more than this because we don't actually have any values to multiply or any functions to call. So let's go to our variables tab here, and we're going to add a new variable. And I'm just going to name this jump level. Okay, and as you can see, it's automatically declared it as a boolean, or whatever the previous variable you declared was. I'm going to change mine to an integer. You can use a float if you'd like, and its default value I'm going to put as 1 because we want to do 1 multiplied by 420. So now we want to get our jump level, and we want to do float multiplied by float, and we want to multiply it by 420 and take that into the jump z velocity. Now either way this would have to be converted, so you could have done integer multiplied by integer and then convert it into a float. I just converted it to float straight off. It doesn't really make a difference. And then from the set we want to call jump, and we want to make a character jump. That is the wrong thing, sorry. Okay, there it is. Jump on character. And then we want to set jump level to 1. So it sets it back to its default value. Okay, that's great, but as if I showed you now, there's no charge. I can only jump at the default value. Okay, so now we need to create the function. So we'll go to this function bit here, and we want to create a new one. And I'm going to call this jump charging. So on jump charging, I want a branch. So remember to right click to bring up that menu, and I want to get my jump level by dragging and dropping. Off this I'm going to get integer is less than integer, and as I said I'm doing a maximum value of 5 here, so I'm going to put 5 in here. So this is going to check if it's less than 5, then do this or do this if it is greater than 5 or equal to 5. So if it's less than 5, you want to set jump to jump level with an integer plus integer, and I'm going to add 1, place that into there. I'm just using this so I don't have to keep bringing these about. Okay, and that's all there is to that function. So now, if I hold the jump button, I should increase in height, but I've not, because even though we've declared everything, we haven't linked it all together. Okay, so what you want to do is go back to the event graph and go to these set timers, and we want to do jump charging. Make sure you spell the function right with all capitals, and I'm going to Control C and Control V that to get the right one. It is important you do this clear timer, because otherwise if you just press the button once to do a slight hop, it still calls the timer and charges up your jump continuously. So we compile that, and now the longer we hold it, the higher we jump. Okay, so if I hold it for a couple of seconds, I jump very high. Okay, so that's a very simple way to create a charge jump in the Unreal Engine 4 blueprint. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you have any other opinions or questions or advice for me, or anything you want me to do a tutorial on, if you're on a help with, just leave it in the comments down below and I'll get around to reading them when I can. Alright, thanks for watching.